It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. An elderly man has survived a serious fall at his Hunter Valley property. Paramedics were called to Aberdeen last night, where they found the 84-year-old with lower limb fractures and possible pelvic injuries. It's believed he fell about 6 metres from a ladder. He was airlifted to the John Hunter Hospital, where he remains in a stable condition. A local MP has written to the Federal Health Minister, urging him to reconsider the changes made to bulk billing incentives in Hunter GP practices. The changes, which came into effect this month, meant bulk billing incentives were cut by 30%, as parts of Newcastle, Lake Macquarie and Maitland are no longer considered a rural or remote community. Shortland MP Pat Conroy says he's written to the Health Minister twice to reverse the changes and intends to raise the issue in Parliament next month.
No one begrudges rural and remote communities getting extra payments on bills, but why wouldn't you increase the payment to those communities rather than cut the payment to communities like ours, where we have a higher than average age and a lower than average income, and it will actually hurt the health budget in the long run. So I intend to keep campaigning on this.
Energy giant AGL says independent consultants have carried out a full review of its coal ash monitoring procedures at its Bayswater and Liddell power stations after being found in breach of regulations. The company self-reported to the EPA in January last year, advising of errors in its method of sampling and analysing coal ash, which impacts local air quality. AGL has agreed to an EPA directive to pay $100,000 towards air quality monitoring equipment and a weed eradication program in the Upper Hunter. The company says it's committed to complying fully with its environmental obligations. As the region prepares for tighter water restrictions, Hunter Water says there's been an 18% decrease in water use on what's usually expected at this time of year. Level 2 restrictions will start on Monday in the Lower Hunter, with a greater focus on reducing outdoor water consumption and taking 4-minute showers. Hunter Water says so far businesses have saved more than 420 million litres by finding and fixing leaks, while an Islington laundromat has halved its daily water use by installing more efficient equipment and recycling. Victor Prasad from Hunter Water has told NBN even small changes can make a big difference.
The focus now on level 2 is with smaller customers, where we help them prepare a water efficiency management plan and actually educate them on how to use water wisely, because we know that we can make small changes and actually have big savings.
Hunter Valley farmers will be hoping their prayers are answered later this week when good falls of rain are expected. The Weather Bureau says parts of the drought and bushfire-ravaged valley could receive up to 200 millimetres over the week beginning on Thursday, while coastal areas are likely to receive up to 80 millimetres. Today, 5 Novocastrians will become future leaders of the Australian Defence Force at the Australian Army Appointment Ceremony. The event is one of the ceremonies taking place across the country, which will see new Army, Navy and Air Force officers appointed. Newcastle's Senior Military Recruiting Officer Nadine Galloway says the ceremonies will change the lives of the Hunter residents receiving the honour today.
Career as an ADF officer, probably anything but ordinary. It's an opportunity to make an important contribution to Australia, but it's a rigorous selection process that we undertake with recruiting.
2NURFM Sport.
They may have club commitments a world apart and different Olympic experiences, but Newcastle water polo products Nathan Power and Richie Campbell share the same 2020 vision. Croatia-based Power and Sydney resident Campbell have their sights set on representing Australia at this year's Olympics in Tokyo. Power is looking to make his Olympic debut, while Campbell is eyeing off a fourth and possible final campaign, having already been to Beijing, London and Rio. After being crowned the youngest winner of the Newcastle District Order of Merit and winning the South Australian Junior Amateur Golf Championship last week, Josh Robards has one more event on his list before he studies for the HSC. The Year 12 student has his sights set on retaining his place in the New South Wales team for the Interstate Series to be held at Queanbeyan in April. Robards says hopefully his win in Adelaide and good performance at the New South Wales Junior Open will get him a spot. And former Hunter endurance rider Toby Price will mourn the death of fellow Dakar Rally competitor Paulo Conclaves, who died following a crash in the 7th stage of the race. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 40, 17, 8, 34, 42 and 22, and the supplementaries are 38 and 32. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.